Then we get to costume design. These, by the way, how they're listing all these is all over the place. Oh, it is alphabetical order. You're right. I didn't realize it. You're right. It's like, why is it written out this way? You're totally right. It's definitely, it's alphabetical order. I was like, oh yeah. Chat, I'm a dum-dum, by the way. I am definitely a dum-dum. That'll be the intro for this video. I'll be like, oh, that's why. Thank you, chat. Thank you. Oh, Lordy. But yeah, chat, I figure it'd be fun to take a look at the Oscar nominations for 2024. Of course, everyone is happy about certain things being nominated. Everyone's sad about certain things being nominated, or not being nominated. And, you know, there are, I think, some notable snubs when I took a look at this particular list. But I'm pretty much just going to go. I'm on their official website. We'll just go down everything to a degree. There's some categories that I'm just like, I didn't see anything in this category, so I don't really know what to say. Like best documentary or short film or animated short film. I just didn't see these things, so I don't really have an opinion. But we'll just start with what they have here. And they have actor in a leading role. The nominees are Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, which I did not see, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. Again, recently just actually got back from seeing American Fiction. I'm going to review that movie tomorrow. But after seeing it, yes, Jeffrey Wright, I definitely feel like deserves a Best Actor nomination. But I feel like the two people who are going to be fighting for this particular award are definitely Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer and Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers. I think they did a great job. I know I've been winning various awards at different ceremonies and things. So I think those are kind of the two. Again, I think Coleman Domingo is a great actor. Candyman, as he once said. I have not seen Rustin. And the one that I'm just like, yeah, I just didn't care for the movie all that much, or the performance really, and that was Bradley Cooper as Leonard Bernstein in Maestro. I just thought, and I think maybe he was just so passionate about it, and I think he just overthought too many things, and he focused, in my opinion, on some of the wrong things that I didn't feel like were particularly interesting, like the marriage between Bernstein and his wife. And I don't know, I didn't really particularly like his performance all that much in the film. So that's the one I'm just like, all right. But, and again, I haven't seen Coleman Domingo. But the other three, Paul Giamatti, Cillian Murphy, Jeffrey Wright, I think very well deserved. Very well deserved. And then actor in supporting role, this was a really tough category this year. Nominees, Sterling K. Brown, American Fiction, he's quite good. He's quite good in the movie. I have another person in mind who I would nominate, maybe above him, but still, I'm not upset by his nomination. He's very good in American Fiction. Robert De Niro for Kills the Flower Moon, also very good. Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, great. Ryan Gosling for Barbie, great. And Mark Ruffalo, Poor Things. Like, this is a really solid category. There's nothing that I'm, really upset about. Maybe there's, one person I would nominate over the other. But I think this, of all the nominees, that I've seen beforehand, I think this is pretty good. Not upset about this whatsoever. And then actress in a leading role. So there's a big snub here, which even I was surprised by. And some of these I just haven't seen. Annette Bening for Nyad. I don't even know what that is. Lily Gladstone, Kills the Flower Moon, which makes sense. Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall. Did not see Anatomy of a Fall. Carey Mulligan for Maestro. Of the two performances of that movie, I think she gave the better one. But again, I'm not exactly over the moon about it. And Emma Stone for Poor Things. Personally, I would give it to Emma Stone for Poor Things. I think just because, she was constantly on screen. It's a very physical performance that evolves or devolves, depending on how you want to look at it, throughout its entire running time. I think she did a great job, and Lily Gladstone, I think, did a really good job too. It's just that she was drugged up for a good portion of the movie. It wasn't really able to do anything. She was very good, but I'm just like, yeah, I just wish Scorsese hadn't drugged her up so much. So for me, I would give it to Emma Stone. I think that's the one that is the best of all of these. And again, I haven't seen some of these other ones. I thought Carey Mulligan was good, but I didn't think, I don't know. I wasn't a Maestro fan at all. Actress in a supporting role. Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, I just don't get that at all. I think Oppenheimer does a lot of things right, but I think some of the things it does wrong is definitely in regards to its female characters, its women. And I think Emily Blunt has a good scene, but I don't know if it was enough to nominate her personally. Daniel Brooks for The Color Purple. I have not seen The Color Purple, so I can't say. A lot of people are liking it. Now, this is the one I'm just like, I really disagree with this one, which is America Ferrera for Barbie. There's a lot of Barbie that I did enjoy, specifically the first third of that movie, and when they were kind of like weaving its themes and its messagings through the narrative and the characters, and that's why it was working so much for me. But then it takes a left turn. It takes a turn. And I don't know, it gets very soapboxy, where people are just like, all right, dum-dums, I know we've been doing a good job being subtle and everything and being, very smart with our messaging, but now we're going to sit you down, we're going to get up our soapbox, we're going to tell you what we think. I'm just like, I just didn't like that. I just didn't, even if it's a message I agree with, I don't think that's exactly great storytelling, personally. And I think it's the weakest scene in the film. And so, very bizarre that she was nominated. I don't like, especially over Margot Robbie, who I forgot to mention, who was not nominated for best actress, which I would have definitely nominated Margot Robbie for actress in a leading role. I think I would have, even though I wasn't the biggest Barbie fan. Like, there's a lot I liked about the movie, but I feel like she definitely deserved over America Ferrera. I'm very confused by that nomination. Jodie Foster for Naiad, I did not see that. And then the one that's going to win anyway, it doesn't even matter, is Divine Joy Randall for The Holdovers. She is a shoo-in. She gave one of my just favorite in general performances this past year. She was excellent in The Holdover. She's consistently great in the movie, but she gets like two really good scenes. One in which she really opens up to Paul Giamatti's character of Mr. Hunnam initially, and then later on the kitchen and the party scene, which I thought was excellent. So she's gonna get it. I'd be shocked if she does not get it. And animated feature film. The nominees are The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona. So glad Nimona finally got some attention. I was like, they're going to fucking nominate Wish over Nimona. Because you've had all these other nominees, all these other award shows, and they've completely ignored Nimona. They're nominating shit like Wish. I'm just like, oh my God, you're just nominating because it's a Disney film or something. That's why. And so I'm very glad Nimona got up there, because I think that is one of the most critically underrated films of the year. Loved Nimona. It was in my top 10. Along with Boy and the Heron. And then we have a movie called Robot Dreams, which I'm not familiar with at all. And then Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I think it's probably between it's between Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and The Boy and the Heron. Honestly. I could see it going either way. I wouldn't be upset. I mean, maybe I would personally pick Boy and the Heron. But I know a lot of people would probably pick Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Oh, fucking Nimona. I wouldn't even mind if Nimona won. That'd be a cool dark horse, in my opinion. I think that'd be a really cool dark horse. I'm legit glad they didn't put Wish. I am so happy they didn't put Wish. I was like, don't do it. Don't fucking do it. TMNT got snubbed. Yeah, I really like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mutant Mayhem. That was a fun movie. And then we get to cinematography. And some of these, I didn't. El Conde, I don't know what that is. Kills the Flower Moon. Very good cinematography. Maestro. That's the best thing about the film, is its cinematography. Oppenheimer. Yes. And Poor Things. Poor Things, very good cinematography. Man, I don't know. I think I might give it to Poor Things. I have a lot of other different picks in my mind, but Poor Things, I really like the cinematography in Poor Things personally. But it's like, okay. Then we get to costume design. These, by the way, how they're listing all these is all over the place. But they have costume design, Barbie, which I feel like that makes sense. Kills the Flower Moon, yes. Napoleon, sure. Oppenheimer. And then Poor Things. I have a very different take when it comes to costume design and especially makeup and hairstyle. I like it when they do something like really like radically crazy and out there and fun, personally. And I think some of these I'm like, I guess, but I think there's just other things out there where the costumes were just so much more imaginative and fun, personally. And I'll go over that list. But yeah, there's that. Directing. We have Anatomy of a Fall, Justine Triet. I didn't see the movie. Kills the Flower Moon, Martin Scorsese. I would not have nominated him. Oppenheimer for Christopher Nolan, which he's the favorite right now. Poor Things, Yorgos Lanthimos, who I would have nominated. And The Zone of Interest by Jonathan Glazer, which I did not see. I know a lot of people are saying like Greta Gerwig was snubbed for Best Directing again. I don't think I'd nominate her either, to be honest. But a lot of people would. And then documentary, I didn't see any of these. I don't know. Film editing, A Name of Fall, I don't know. The Holdovers, sure. Kills the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. A lot of repetition here, chap. International feature film. I didn't see any of the international feature films. Nominees: Io Capitano from Italy, Perfect Days from Japan, Society of the Snow from Spain, The Teacher's Lounge from Germany, and The Zone of Interest, United Kingdom. So I'll probably go with the Zone of Interest, I imagine, since that's on so many other lists. So apparently Japan did not submit because everyone's asking, why didn't Godzilla -1 get nominated? They did not, because some weird rule. Every country can only nominate one film from international, like, for this category, apparently. And Japan submitted that one. And did not submit Godzilla -1. I think that they didn't realize what they had and how popular the movie would be. If Godzilla -1 were to have been nominated, I think it would have been I think probably like a pretty tough race between that and The Zone of Interest, which seems to be nominated for all these other awards. But fair enough. And then makeup and hairstyling, which I don't know, some of these. Golda, I don't know what that is. Maestro, I honestly thought Bradley Cooper looked. Sometimes the old man makeup looked good on him, and other times it's like you are wearing plastic on your face. So, okay. Oppenheimer, okay. I don't know, some of these, again, makeup and hairstyle, I'm thinking let's go fucking bold. Let's go crazy. Let's I think some of these nominees, honestly, for like makeup and hairstyling and for production design are a little dull, to be perfectly honest. And costume are a little dull, honestly. And so it's like, really, Oppenheimer, makeup and hairstyling? Yeah, okay. All right. Poor Things, sure. Yeah, like Poor Things, I think, deserves it. Of all the ones I'm seeing so far, that Poor Things is the one that stands out to me. And I haven't seen Society of Snow. I don't know what that is. And then music, we have American Fiction, which it's good. I don't think it's like my favorite score this year. Now, I just literally just saw the movie, and I'm like, it's a good score, but I'm like, okay, if you say so. Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny, as well as John Williams. So it's like, John, he's 90 plus years old at this point. Let's give him another Oscar, give him another nomination. Kills the Flower Moon. I will say this. That is a really good score. That one stands out in my mind. Oppenheimer, I think it's a very good score. Poor Things, I think also a good score. May not be for everybody, though, but I think it's a good score. Honestly, I think it's going to probably go to Oppenheimer, Ludwig Göransson. But Kills the Flower Moon is also pretty good. And then music original song, we have, and some of these I didn't read, The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot. I don't know what that is. I'm Just Ken, which I think should win from Barbie. It Never Went Away from American Symphony. I don't know what that is. Waza, I can't say that, but Kills the Flower Moon. And What Was I Made For, which is the other song from Barbie, which I forgot was in the movie. I would give it to Ken. I'm Just Ken. One, they should have nominated, you know what they should have nominated, chat? Peaches. They should have nominated Peaches. It should be a battle just between I'm Just Ken and Peaches. That's what it should be. And then we get some other ones. We have, we'll do Best Picture, and then we'll do Production Design. So weird how they're nominating these, or just have the structure of this particular article. Best Picture, we have American Fiction, which is, I'm fine with that after seeing the movie. Name of Fall, I didn't see it. Barbie, I know a lot of people love that movie. I didn't love it. I liked it, but I didn't love it. The Holdovers, yes. Kills the Flower Moon. Okay. Maestro, get out of here. Oscar bait, they always got to pick like a super Oscar baity film, and Maestro's that film this year. Oppenheimer, of course, is the favorite to win. Past Lives, nice to see Past Lives up there. I don't know if I would nominate for Best Picture, but it's like, hey, that's a good movie. Poor Things, yes. And again, Zone of Interest, which I didn't see. And then finally, Production Design. Barbie, which I think definitely deserves a nomination, totally, especially the Barbie world, how that all looks, yes. Kills the Flower Moon, sure. I'm with that. You know, it's a period piece and tackling Native American culture. Okay, cool. Napoleon, sure. All right. I think there's better options. Oppenheimer, yeah. It's period piece. Poor Things, definitely. I feel like of this category, to me, it's between Barbie and Poor Things. Honestly, those are the ones that really stand out to me. Again, I kind of want big and bold and like, ooh, like that's something interesting, you know? Just has a lot of personality in itself. Like, you know, a lot of period pieces, they're going to be, you know, nominated because, you know, they accurately depict the year that they were in, which is hard to do, which is very hard and expensive to do. So, you know, not poo-pooing it, but I don't know. I just like something that goes bold and does something a little different, like a Barbie or like a Poor Thing, something that's unique, you know? And so, like, of those two, I think I'd probably give it to Poor Things again. Poor Things to me is just the better Barbie movie. It's the weird Barbie movie. Animated short film, I didn't see any of these. Live action short film, I didn't see any of these. Sound. Let's see here. The Creator. Okay. Maestro. Yeah, I mean, yep, good sound. I'll give it that. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Sure. Oppenheimer. Yeah, zone of interest. All right. Visual effects, The Creator. You know what? I was not a big fan of The Creator, but those effects were very impressive. Godzilla -1, I think it's his only nomination. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, and then Napoleon. There you go. Oh, and screenplays. Almost forgot. Why do they fucking put the screenplays last all the time? I was like, wait, where's screenplays? Here we go. I always like the screenplay categories. These are like my favorites. Writing adapted screenplay, American Fiction. Makes sense. Barbie. I don't understand that. Why is Barbie nominated for? It's not based on like a Barbie story. It's the doll. That doesn't make any sense. It is alphabetical order. You're right. I didn't realize it. You're right. It's like, why is it written out this way? You're totally right. It's definitely, it's alphabetical order. I was like, oh yeah. Chat, I'm a dum-dum, by the way. I am definitely a dum-dum. That'll be the intro for this video. I'll be like, oh, that's why. Thank you, chat. Thank you. Oh, Lordy. But anyway, American Fiction, I'm cool with that. I'm cool. Barbie, again, I don't know. I guess it's based on a thing, but it's not. That's weird to me. I think it should be like original. I don't know if I would even nominate it anyway, but at the end of the day, I feel like it should be an original screenplay, but okay, sure. Barbie, Oppenheimer, which is adapted from a book. Poor Things, yes, and again, zone of interest, I haven't seen this. Writing original screenplay, Enemy of the Fall, haven't seen. Holdovers, very good. Maestro, May, December, still have not seen in Past Lives. And so there you go, chat. So, I mean, again, I think like the major snub to me, is Iron Claw, which I just don't know why. I guess no one saw it. I guess no one at the Academy, all these, you know, actors and directors and screenwriters, like no one fucking saw Iron Claw at all. And that didn't get nothing. It got nothing, which is so weird. And I think that was like my third favorite movie this past year. I love that film. Absolutely adored it. I think it's fantastic. And I don't know if it's just because it came out late. But then like American Fiction came out late though, right? I don't understand that. It came out late, and maybe there's just a bias against wrestling. Maybe that's it. That's the only thing I could think of. It's those two things. Outside of that, like I just don't know. And box office wise, it's making money. It's doing well. It's doing pretty well. So premiered in the fall. So it was out early. It was like a limited release. Oh, okay. Yeah. At the end of the day, like I think the Iron Claw should definitely receive numerous nominations across the board in many categories, and so that to me is the biggest snub this year. And then like the other ones that we mentioned, you know, I think Margot Robbie getting snubbed for like Best Actress. Like I would have nominated for Best Actress. I would have. I think she deserved, especially over America Ferrera. That one is so confusing. I don't understand that at all. That's a big one. And there were some other ones, but at the same time, like these are competitive categories. And I'll get to them, but like, you know, Best Supporting Actor is super competitive, and I could have put in like 3 other people off the top of my head. I'm like, oh, yeah, I would put, but then it's like, oh, but this guy did well too. So it's hard. It's hard. But yeah, the biggest snub to me this year, obviously, is Iron Claw. And then I would probably say Godzilla -1, because even though it's an international feature, so it can't be nominated for international feature because that's not the film that Japan put out there that they submitted for that category. But like, couldn't it also be nominated for Best Picture? Couldn't it be nominated for Best or no? Again, the whole rules and regulations of the Academy to me are very, very bizarre. And so that I think deserved a lot more support other than just a single nomination in any case. But yeah, let me get your reaction to some of these, chat. Let me go ahead and move over here See what you guys are saying right now. I just kind of want to go through them, share my thoughts. What you guys are saying? Oh, let's see. You saw it at TIFF. You saw American Fiction at TIFF. Justice for Zacky Poo, Clown Freaks. And good to see you, by the way. A24 campaigned it too late for critics and members to see it before nominations. It's too bad. A24 didn't really campaign article enough, and Amazon MGM was pushing American Fiction. Since TIFF. Oh, really? That's fucking weird. Ferrera's monologue clearly resonated with voters, and her Critics' Choice speech where they gave her a special award definitely helped. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm just on the opposite side of that. I just thought that was like one of the weakest points. I clearly it resonated with a lot of people, but it just didn't resonate with me. To me, it didn't feel well written. That's my issue. Wasn't weaved to the movie. It's just like, we're gonna pause the movie to say this. And I was like, what are you doing? So, but clearly a lot of people disagree. Let's see here. I wasn't expecting Godzilla to get nominated, so I don't consider that a snub, says GC. I guess the thing with Godzilla, it's just, it just wasn't submitted by Japan. Because I don't think they knew what they had with that. They didn't realize. That's the only thing I can guess. The Academy, it's a big dumb monster movie, and we don't want represent our caliber. I mean, yeah, I think that's also to a degree. Spider-Verse got a snub for original score, definitely. Either Godzilla or the creator deserved the best visual effects award because they both had smaller budgets than the average blockbuster, and they made the most of it, says Luke the Boss. Another year, another Oscar show. I'm not watching, says Dill Murray. GC, because you're a man, Chris. That's why I'm a man. Yep, I suppose so. Let me scroll up and see what you guys are saying here. I want Godzilla to win. It's one award. I think it will. I guess they ignore Iron Claw to finally watch animation. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, hey, someone watched Nimona. So I'm glad to see that got nominated. Oh, yeah, no, Rachel McAdams is a huge snub to me. Are You There, God? Me, Margaret didn't get anything. Get no love. That's another big snub this year because I really enjoyed them. Again, it came out too early, I guess. And it just didn't get enough attention. No love for the bathtub himself. I know, no self. Some people were saying that was going to be like a super dark horse and get some nominations, but that didn't happen. But, chat, I want to go ahead and talk about my personal nominations. The films that I would nominate for the Academy Awards. And I'm not going to present them in alphabetical order. Which is what the website does. Like, why is it in this order? It doesn't make no goddamn sense. It does actually make a lot of sense in hindsight. But I'm going to nominate them in my weird ass order that I put them in. And again, a lot of this is actually based on my own just favorite films of 2023. But also, I did consider, like, okay, maybe like these movies weren't in my top 10. But, like, hey, the films that were nominated, let me see, if I feel like they are deserving of their nominations. Like, okay, so I definitely, like, kept. That's kind of like my structure. It's like I'm definitely going to include a lot more things that I personally enjoyed. But I'm also going to consider the things that I did see that were nominated on these things. And I'm like, okay, I'll keep these here because I understand as to why they were nominated. Like, I think there's a good reason as to why some of these things were nominated. And they are deserving of attention and possible accolades, if you will. So, yes, it's kind of like a proto version of the Hermes chat, which I will be doing at some point when the Oscars happen, whatever the week of the Oscars happen, chat. And I'll have other fun categories, too, which would be really cool. Eddie Berserker, fuck you and fuck your alphabet. I'm going to do it my way, where it doesn't make any sense. Exactly. The Hermes nominations. The Hermes. Welcome, everyone. And I'm here to present the Hermes. The nominations for Best Picture. My nominations for Best... We'll start with the biggest one, chap. Best Picture. And since they nominated 10 films, it goes back and forth. Sometimes it's 5 movies. Sometimes it's 7 movies. Sometimes it's 9 movies. This year it was 10 movies, chat. So I picked 10 movies. Okay? And these are my nominees in no particular order. I have The Holdovers. I have Oppenheimer. I have Poor Things. I have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I have Nimona. I have The Boy and the Heron. I have the horror film Talk to Me, because horror rarely gets any love. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. The Iron Claw. And chat, Godzilla -1. And so I like to, again, I think the Academy, oftentimes they love to ignore genre stuff. whether it be horror, science fiction, or fantasy. They mostly just focused on dramas. And believe me, I love dramas, but I do feel like they have often neglected genre for, I mean, forever. for decades, for like, what, 100 plus years now? So I like nearly 100 plus years at this point. So I like to include. Let's have a little more fun with these categories. Let's like if I'm like I want to put these nominations together. I also want to include films that I think a lot of people actually probably saw this past year, along with films that maybe they weren't seen by a lot of people, but they're still like relatively well known. Something like an Oppenheimer or The Holdovers or The Poor Things. But let's throw Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse in there. Let's throw a film like Godzilla -1 in there, which is now being considered the best Godzilla movie of all time, one of the best kaiju movies of all time. I don't think that's a ridiculous thing. So those are my 10 nominees, Chad. Again, to reiterate, The Holdovers, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Nimona, The Boy and the Heron, Talk to Me, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, The Iron Claw, and Godzilla -1. For Best Director, Chet, again, much like the other category, I considered what the Oscars actually nominated and kept some of those names, but I also threw out some of the other names as well. And so I have for Best Director, Chet, I have 5 nominees. I have Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. I have Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things. I have Alexander Payne for The Holdovers. I have Sean Durkin for The Iron Claw. And I have Takashi Yamazaki for Godzilla -1. And again, for some context, chat, in terms of what I did not include, either movies that I just didn't see, like Anatomy of a Fall, Zone of Interest, I didn't see that. And personally, I would not nominate Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon. I just would not. And so I eliminated him. And Anatomy of a Fall and Zone of Interest, since I did not see those 2 movies. But I kept Oppenheimer, and I kept Poor Things up there, with Christopher Nolan and Yorgos Lanthimos, respectively. And then moving on to Best Actor. Best Actor. I have, again, keeping some of the things that were already nominated. I have Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers. I have Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. And I also have Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. So those are the 3 I'm definitely keeping. Again, I did not see Rustin, so I can't nominate Coleman Domingo. I did not see that movie. And I think Bradley Cooper was ridiculous in Maestro, so I would not nominate him personally. But the 2 that I would replace those actors with would be Zac Efron for The Iron Claw. And, here's my dark horse, chat, Barry Keoghan for Saltburn. I would do it. The way he slurped up that bathwater, chat. You gotta nominate the man for that. Those would be my nominees. Barry Keoghan, he's just like, I'm happy to be here. I'm very happy to be here. Oh, good. But yeah, I mean, right, honestly, at this point, what I have seen, of the 5 that I've listed, it's probably between Paul Giamatti and Cillian Murphy right now. I think Jeffrey Wright did a great job in American Fiction. I don't think he's going to win, but he did a great job. Zac Efron, it's the role of his entire career so far. And Barry Keoghan just being a weird creep like he usually is in so many movies. So, and they're all great. Everyone's great. But I think it's between Paul Giamatti and Cillian Murphy. I think one of them will definitely win it. For Best Actress, chat, again, I kept some of the nominees from the actual Oscars lists of nominees for Best Actress. I have Greta Lee for Past Lives. She was great. Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. Emma Stone for Poor Things. Now, the other 2 that were obviously nominated were Annette Bening for Nyad and Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall. I did not see that. I didn't see those movies. And so instead, I replaced them with Margot Robbie for Barbie. And I would nominate this person because no one's talking about them. Abby Ryder Forston for Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. And she plays Margaret in the movie. And so that's my list, Chad. Greta Lee for Past Life, Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon, Emma Stone for Poor Things, Margot Robbie, Barbie, and Abby Ryder Forston for Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. I would personally give it to Emma Stone for Poor Things. I think this is a good list, but I feel like just her performance, what she did. I mean, she threw everything that she had into that role, and I would give it to her. Best supporting actor. Again, this is a super tough category. Like even though what the Oscars nominate, I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with all that. I'm really okay with all that. Like I would nominate Robert De Niro for Kills the Flower Moon. I would nominate Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. I would nominate Ryan Gosling for Barbie. I would nominate Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. Now, the other person they nominated was Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction, and he was good. I'm not mad at that nomination. Like I totally get it. Personally, my fifth nominee would be Dominic Sessa for The Holdovers. I really loved him in that movie. He was a part of that triumvirate, part of that trio that we followed for pretty much 2/3, if not more, of that film. And I thought he did a fantastic job. Again, Sterling K. Brown, also very good in American Fiction. I'm not mad at that performance. I'm not mad at his nomination. He's great. But I would just personally go with Dominic Sessa. So that would be my personal five. But, I think it's going to go to Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. But I wouldn't be mad if it goes to, like, any of these other people. Like, Mark Ruffalo probably be my second choice. I was thinking Willem Dafoe for a long time for Poor Things. But I was just like, I think I like Dominic Sessa's performance a little bit better than his. But they're both great. Again, this is hard. Like, I was thinking, like, there are, like, several other actors that I could easily nominate, for this, like, category. Easily. But I want to go Dominic Sessa. I really enjoyed his performance. And then we have Best Supporting Actress. This one I had a lot of fun with. And so, again, for some context, for actress in a supporting role, what the Oscars had, they had Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, which I personally think is ridiculous. Daniel Birch for Color Purple. I didn't see the movie. America Ferrera for Barbie. I think that's ridiculous. Jodie Foster for Nyad. I didn't see it. And Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers, who's going to win it anyway. So she's going to win. So that's the only one I'm picking of their list. So Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers obviously is my first nominee, and she'll inevitably win. But I got to have a lot of fun with this category because I was like, I'm going to focus on performances that I personally thought were really good, but I think were kind of like ignored by a lot of award shows and stuff. Again, these are kind of more offbeat. These are for featured in genre films, but I still thought they did a great job, and a lot of them even carried the movie. And so, other than Divine Joy Randolph, who I would nominate and who I would also give it to, I have Rachel McAdams for Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, who is criminally overlooked this past year. I have my third nomination would be Elisa Sutherland for Evil Dead Rise, and she plays the mom, the Deadite mom in Evil Dead Rise, chat, and she creates so much of the chaos in that movie. She's like, even if you didn't see the movie, her face, she is the Deadite of the marketing for that film. And, she is the one that causes so many problems for our character. I thought she was really good in the movie. I thought she was fantastic. And so I would absolutely nominate Elisa Sutherland for Evil Dead Rise. What a fun, broad performance. And then another one from Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. I would nominate Kathy Bates from Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, who played Margaret's grandmother in the movie. She's not in the movie a lot, but when she is in it, she's wonderful. She's hilarious as hell. They give her some fantastic dialogue. Her chemistry with all the actors, especially with Abby Rye Forston is great. They've actually truly felt like a grandmother, a really close grandmother and granddaughter. And so I would definitely nominate her. And then here's my fucking wild card. This would be, it's a dual nomination. It's two people because they played one role. I would nominate Amy Donald and Jenna Davis, who are the physical actor and the voice of the character Megan from Megan. I would 100% nominate both of them for that, and they would share that award. I wouldn't give it to them. I would still give it to Divine Joy Randolph, but I'm just thinking, like, that character, like, that movie carried the month of January last year, Chad. It was such, especially compared to, Jesus, just thinking about like this January, it's been fucking rough, the crap they've put out. But that character was awesome. It was such a fun film. I mean, the movie, like, yeah, a lot of it, like, worked very well, but she was just the centerpiece, and she did such a great job with her both of their performances. And so I would absolutely be like a dual nomination, and kind of open up the Academy to the idea of motion capture performances and voice acting, things like that. Kind of like, getting an in, if you will. So yeah, that would be my last nomination. Definitely a bold choice, a dark horse, if you will, but I think a really fun nomination that would get people talking a lot. And it's one that's, again, it's just really enjoyable to watch. For Best Original Screenplay, this one, again, like what the Academy Awards did for original screenplay. It's all the way at the bottom. They had like, I only saw, they have Anatomy of a Fall, which I didn't see, The Holdovers, which I would nominate, Maestro, which I would not nominate, May, December, which I didn't see, and Past Live, which I think is very good. I don't know if I would nominate that. Like, of the one I would keep, I would nominate The Holdovers. After that, I would nominate The Iron Claw, Godzilla -1, Talk to Me, the horror film Talk to Me, and this would be another dark horse shot, but I think, like, you know what, this movie had a really smart story and some great dialogue and some wonderful performances, and it's not getting a lot of attention. I would nominate They Cloned Tyrone. That would be my final nomination for Best Original Screenplay. I would probably inevitably give it to The Holdovers, though. That'd be my favorite film. But those would be the nominees for Best Original Screenplay. And then for Best Adapted Screenplay, I would keep a lot of what they had. I would keep American Fiction, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. Totally good with all that. But the next two I would include for Best Adapted Screenplay would be Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. And then Nimona. Those would be my final two nominations for that specific category. And then moving on, we have Best Cinematography, which I know I haven't been giving a lot of love to Killers of the Flower Moon. I wasn't the biggest fan of the movie. I liked a lot of it, but there was a lot of stuff I had issues with. But it does have beautiful cinematography, so I would keep Killers of the Flower Moon on my list. I would also keep Maestro. I do not like that film, but the best thing about that movie is definitely its cinematography, so I would keep that on there. I would also keep Oppenheimer and Poor Things. But and then the other one that I would probably include would be Barbie. So that's what that would be my list. Yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Barbie for Best Cinematography. And then for editing, again, you had The Holdovers, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, which were all nominated. I would have those nominated as well. But the other two that I would nominate would be two animated films, specifically Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and also Nimona. Those would be the additional two I would put in for editing. Production design, I would have Barbie, definitely for Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Saltburn. Giving Saltburn a little more love. I feel like that would actually be good. Because, again, the production design in that movie, like everything they shot at the mansion and also at Oxford, like how all that looked, I thought was very, very beautiful. Love that. So I would give it to Saltburn. Just great. A wonderful aesthetic in that movie. Really stood out to me. And then costume design. Again, I feel like the way in which the Academy Awards nominate like costumes and stuff, I just don't like the way they do it. I really don't. I think it's kind of dull. Honestly, like their original award, like what they were nominated, like Barbie, it's like, okay, that makes sense. Killers of the Flower Moon, it's like fine. Napoleon, I guess. Oppenheimer, come on, man. It's a period piece. People are dressed like in the 30s and 40s, and then however many decades later. I don't know about that one. And then Poor Things, which I would nominate. And so I had a lot more fun with this one. I like, for like makeup and hairstyle and for costume design, I like it when you go bold. I like when you have a lot of fun. And so I would still keep Barbie. Definitely. And I would still keep Killers of the Flower Moon, but I would get rid of the rest, honestly. And I would include Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I mean, just look at all the costumes in that movie. How could you not nominate that? Just the level of detail, everything from the High Evolutionary to the Ravagers, to all the weird monsters and creatures, throughout that film. I just like, why wouldn't you nominate that? That movie has just so much detail and such a wide variety. So So, yeah, like, why wouldn't you nominate that? It's like, yeah, Oppenheimer, it's like, yep, they nailed the period piece to close. Yep. But I don't know. I would probably go with the thing that's like this monstrous giant alien that looks like a fucking carrot. And he's wearing a jumpsuit. I think I'd probably go with that one. That'd be me. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. I mean, the costumes in that are incredible. Like, just watch the first 10 minutes of the movie to see the wonderful costumes in it. That's all you need to see. Be like, oh, yeah, this is pretty impressive. Especially when you get, like, Jonathan. Remember Jonathan, chat? Jonathan? Oh, my God, that giant bird, guy? Oh, like, all of that. Like, how can you not nominate? That's not even included. But we got to include Oppenheimer because they got, they had the right bow tie. And the last one would be Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead Rise would be my final pick. And just for that wonderful creature design at the end, like that suit that those actors had to wear, that giant thing abomination that was like running around on the ground, just for that alone, I thought was so impressive. So yeah, I would nominate Barbie, Kill Star Moon, Evil Dead Rise, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. And then makeup and hairstyling. Again, I feel like the way that they nominated for makeup and hairstyling, very dull. It's like, who had the best old man makeup for 2023? Let me look at what they nominated again. I'm just curious. So they originally nominated Gold, which I don't even know what that is. Maestro, give me a break. Oppenheimer, old man makeup. Okay. Poor Things, which I think is solid. Society of Snow, which I have not seen, to be fair. But I personally would nominate, and this one I would have fun with. Some of these, you'd be like, what? But I would nominate Saw X. I would nominate Saw X for best makeup and hairstyling. For the grisly, gory effects that they were able to create, absolutely no question. That stuff looked great in the movie. So I'm gonna give someone who is never the biggest Saw fan. I think Saw X is easily the best film in the franchise, and was one of my honorable mentions of last year. Saw X definitely deserves a nomination for best makeup and hairstyling. I would definitely nominate for that. Evil Dead Rise again. I would nominate for makeup and hairstyling. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. All those wonderful creature designs and alien designs were fantastic in that movie. And like all the makeup effects. Come on. Poor Things I would keep on there. Poor Things, absolutely. And then Dungeons and Dragons again for Honor Among Thieves. No doubt. Like, I don't know why they're not like kind of looking at what these genre films are doing and just like how much fun they're having with all these different cool takes on fantasy designs or sci-fi designs. Like, no, let's nominate Maestro, where Bradley Cooper looks like a raisin. It's like, no. So, yeah, that category is always weird to me. They always nominate the most mundane, dull shit for that category. It's like, you made Cillian Murphy look like he's 5 years older. Congratulations. So I would nominate Saw X, Evil Dead Rise, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Poor Things, Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. And then we're getting into some music, chat. We're getting into some music. And then that's only have 3 more categories left. For Best Original Score, I have Killers of the Flower Moon. It does have a great score. Oppenheimer, great score. Poor Things, very good score. And then the one that everyone said was snub was Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I would nominate Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse for best score. And The Boy and the Heron, chat. Those would be my 2 picks that were not included originally for the Oscar nomination. And then I have Best Original Song. And this is just a 2-horse race, Chad. It should be I'm Just Ken from Barbie and Peaches from the Super Mario Bros. Movie. No other nominations. I want Ryan Gosling and Jack Black to fight to the death for the award. That's what I want them to do, Chad. I would literally put the award in the middle of the stage, and I would call Ryan Gosling up on one side. I would call Jack Black up on the other side. I'd be like, gentlemen, please do stand on either side here. You may pick your weapon of choice and then battle, and they would battle. Or maybe they could do like a sing battle, Chad. They would have like a rap battle, if you will, and it would just be the 2 of them just going at it, Chad. That's what it would have to be. And that's how we would decide best original song. Whoever, I honestly, again, people say like, oh, Ryan Gosling's got that body. Jack Black got that thickness, though. Jack Black got that thickness, and I feel like he could easily defeat Ryan Gosling. I would not be surprised, honestly. I feel like, Jack Black would just like crush him. And then Peaches would win. So I feel like it's tough. It's between those two movies. So the other ones, I'm like, I didn't remember if I heard them. I guess I heard them. Nothing's coming to mind. Nothing's coming to mind, chap. And then the last one is Best Animated Film, which I would nominate The Boy and the Heron, Nimona, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and for I wanted to see some other movies like Suzuma so bad, but I just didn't have the opportunity. I didn't see Elemental, so I keep hearing some people saying Elemental's great, other people are saying it's not. So I don't know. I don't know about that movie, but my last one, just because I'm like, I realized I didn't really see that many animated films outside of those first four, but I guess I would have to be like, this would be the one like, well, congratulations, you got nominated. I guess I would nominate the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I had a lot of issues with that film. It does do a lot of things right, though. It does some fun things right. But, yeah, that'd be the fifth nominee. And that'd be my nomination, chat. There's some other categories there, but I didn't see, like, best, I didn't see any documentaries or short films. So those would be all mine. All my nominations. So I would definitely give Iron Claw a lot of love. I would definitely give Godzilla -1 a lot of love. I would not be as kind to Killers of the Flower Moon or Maestro as many people have been, probably. I would definitely nominate some more films that people have probably seen. And some more genre content that I think has gone unnoticed. But what about you guys? What do you think of my list? Let me see. What about VFX? I didn't do my nominations for that. I didn't go into too much detail. But I nominated a lot. Let's see here. Did that wrestling movie get any nomination? Iron Claw? Nope, not a single one. Not a single one. But I wouldn't shut it out. It would have, how many nominations would it get? It had quite a few. It'd get quite a few. I would nominate for, let's see, I would nominate for Best Picture. I would nominate for Best Director, Best Actor. I would nominate it for Best Original Screenplay. I would nominate it for, let's see here. So that's 4 nominees. I mean, it's 4. That's 4. There you go. Yeah, that's 4. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see. We're going to have tryouts. Exactly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, just like Joker from The Dark Knight. That's how it would be. All right, boys, go at it. Hoist the award up and make it a ladder match for the award. Ooh, that'd be cool. And then, oh, you're fucking Zac Efron coming in there with the steel chair. They're going to give it to Billie Eilish on Oscar night, though. I'm looking forward to I'm just kind of performance. Yeah, they're going to do the performance. Yeah. Jack Black's weapon is his guitar, and Ryan Gosling's weapon is cereal. And just throws it at Jack Black. He was like, what are you doing? Paw Patrol. No, I could nominate. No, oh, shit. Oh, Osnick. Oh, you're right. I forgot. Osnick, you're right. All right, chat. I'm sorry, Super Mario Bros. Movie. You're no longer being nominated. The new 5th nominee for Best Animated Film is Paw Patrol 2. That would be my 5th nomination. Very nice. Who is Yorgos Lanthimos and why is he bothering poor things? He's the director, Dil Murray. Oh, John Wick 4 for Best Movie. I like John Wick. I mean, I did not like John Wick 4 as much as other people did, personally. Val Davis from Air at least should have been nominated. That's another movie I know a lot of people love, but I didn't care for. Corey's House Ghost, welcome. Good to see you. Lakota Gamer, but the Coast of the Flower Moon has Navs. This Navs ain't ever going to have a Black Panther. Can we just have this? I'm not saying you can't have it. I just had a lot of issues with the movie. I nominated Lily Gladstone. Some other awards. Nothing to do with race. It just has to do with the quality of the film. I am on the night. Serious Spot, great salutations. Hope we live in long and prospering. Good to see you. Chris Ayers, I'm glad Society of the Snow got some love too. I was worried Netflix dumping it like it did might hurt its chances. I'll check that out. I'm going to check the movie out. Well, some of the films nominated on Netflix like Rustin, Naiad, El Conde, May, December, Society of the Snow. So if you want to watch them before the Oscars, I guess I'll have some time. Definitely. Dark Cities, Nods and Smiles. Space Cowboy. Yeah, I pit Peaches and Just Came Between. Yeah, those 2 songs. Like everything else, I'm just like, I don't really remember. Circus is waking up. Oh, no problem, man. Love having the job, but no surgery. I understand. No, I get you. Yeah, well, just doing my Academy Award talk, Oscar talk, pretty much. Very laid back stream today. We went over what was nominated, what I would personally nominate. I feel like I did a pretty goddamn good job. I think my you know what I'm going to say? I think my nominations were a lot more fun. A lot more fun than the Academy Awards. My nominations, I think, would get people talking a lot. And I think in a positive way. I think people would go like, Megan got They'd be like, Megan, that movie was fucking great. I think people would love what I would nominate. I know, check out Anatomy of Fall. And then also the performances. Sandra Hüller in particular is as great as you've heard. Very good year between that movie and The Zone of Interest. Which is Zone of Interest a Holocaust movie? Hell yeah, Paw Patrol representation. Sky fucking, oh my God. That was Sky's movie. That was Sky's movie, Chad. Like, it was Ryder's movie, the last film. But the sequel it's about Sky and when she went through in her past and how it relates to the events of the main story for this film. And they become the Super Paw Patrol and they get superpowers. I guess when he needs to, no, he won't. He'll use it against Jack Black. The stairs scene in John Wick 4 is when I turned the film off. And I was like, God damn, everyone loves the stairs scene. I'm just like, oh my God, it's been 3 fucking hours. Don't fall down the stairs. And he did. I'm just like, oh God. Yeah, I was exhausted in the movie. But I love. Listen, I talked about John Wick just yesterday when I was doing my review for Sisu. Like, I love the original John Wick and John Wick 2. But I'm not the biggest fan of 3 and 4. I think 3's the weakest. I think 4 is better, and 4's got a lot of great things going for it. But I think it's way too long, and Keanu Reeves is terrible in the film. You know, I just I don't know. He got worse as the series went along. It's so weird. But I admire for a lot of things. Like, the choreography is on point. The production design is on point. It's a gorgeous-looking movie. The cinematography is on point. No doubt. The supporting performance in the film, I think Donnie Yen is really good in the movie. I think Bill Skarsgård is, hamming up as the villain. I forget the guy who plays the tracker in the film. He's great, but Keanu Reeves is the one we follow the most. And I'm just like, I didn't like his performance at all. Damn, because you've been in the minority this year on beloved movies last year. I just realized, which ones? Oh, for Kills of the Flower Moon? I guess so. I guess for Killers of the Flower Moon, John Wick Chapter 4, I suppose. Oppenheimer, I didn't have my top 10. It was in my honorable mentions. But I'm giving a lot of respect here. I'm giving a lot of respect to Oppenheimer. I'm surprised that Godzilla Minus One got nominated for an award, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, Godzilla fan. Also, low-key, Hermes sound like an STD. Nice. Gotta catch the Hermes tonight. Of course, how do you seem hyped? Dude, what's in the cup? Coffee. So a little hype to a degree. Oh, dude, if you like survival thrillers, sorry, it snows rub your. I do like survival thrillers. I do. Athena the Goddess, hello to you. Look at that little derpy Chris emote. So good. So good. Feeling a little derpy myself. Good to see you, Athena. Welcome. I'll check out Society of the Snow. Zone of Interest is coming to theaters Friday, but that's the day of my surgery. I'm not going to be able to leave the house for at least a week, so I might end up missing. Gotcha. Sisu is very good. I highly recommend Sisu. I think Sisu is better than John Wick Chapter 4. It doesn't waste your time. And it's 90 minutes, which is nice. Because it's funny because I think John Wick 2 is the weakest person. I've heard that from some other people too. And I'm just like, I don't agree. I really love John Wick Chapter 2. I go back in my head, like, which one I like more, John Wick Chapter 2 or John Wick 1. I feel like I lean more towards John Wick 2. So maybe I'm in like the minority when it comes to John Wick. So, Zone of Interest, a Holocaust movie. It's a pretty experimental one at that. It's from the director of Under the Skin, Sexy Beasts, and Birth, so that should give you an idea of what to expect. Oh, Lord. I bought so much John Wick stuff last year, it's not even funny. Bad Zone is about the guy who ran Auschwitz, who built his house literally next door to the infamous camp. Gotcha. Scott Adkins was also actually good in John Wick 4. He was pretty good. I agree. Chris, I love all 4 John Wicks. Asking me to pick my favorite would be like asking a parent to pick their favorite child. I would be like Holt McCallany. I would be like, you know what? Again, Holt McCallany would be one of those guys. I would like, God, I could have nominated him for Best Supporting Actor. That category was super tough this year. Like, I feel like, yeah, Sterling K. Brown, definitely. Holt McCallany, definitely. Dominic Sessa can be nominated. Like, that is like, there's a lot I would definitely nominate for that. I would do that. I would totally do the John Wick franchise. Like, you're my favorite, and then you, and then you, and then you. I would easily do that with John Wick. I would tell it to their faces too. Oh man. Athena, hi, it's my first stream. I love your style. Oh, thank you, Athena. Welcome. So good to have you here. A little bit of a relatively shorter stream than usual, just doing because I've been so busy this last 2 days. But we were reacting to some trailers, having some fun discussions, doing some Oscar nomination talk. It's been fun. It's been a good time. Let me see. Say, Chris, do you think I should see American Fiction when it comes to my local cinema? Yeah, I think so. Was Rebel Moon nominated for the worst waste of time? It should be. Oh, I'm definitely, believe me. So this was just kind of like what I would nominate for my Oscar choices, but we are going to do like the official Hermes the week of the Oscars. And so I'll do like, you know, my kind of like fun categories mixed in with like, you know, the more, the prototypical categories you see, like Best Picture, etc. So that'll be super fun. Like I'm going to nominate my Best Reptile. Like, you know, it's a tough category this year, Chad, for Best Reptile. We have Cillian Murphy, honestly. He's kind of leading the pack. After Cillian Murphy, I would probably nominate Godzilla for Godzilla -1. You also have Michael Fassbender from The Killer. He's high on the list. You have Adam Sandler from Leo. And you have the entire cast of Saltburn. Like, that's the nominees. As of right now, those are the nominees for... best lizard person.